Hello everyone and welcome back to Roll for Chaos. It has been a little while since last time we had all these lovely and wonderful individuals on screen here. So yeah, we're not dead. We didn't disappear. There have been minor adjustments based on timing and scheduling and whatnot. Unfortunately, Brian won't be here today, but he'll plan on showing up next time. And Anna has now moved on to some other things because there's a big performance situation, acting thing that's going to take up a lot of time on the weekends. That's going to be a thing there. And you can still find them over at the Dragons of Rulo and Digiverse stuff on Spotify and all those streaming platforms for podcasting at the moment. So we're back. And we're just gonna do a brief rundown. Hey, who are you playing? Let's remind people what you're currently thinking about. I mean, you're all in Avernus, and then I'll do a recap to get us caught up to where we are at the moment. And we're just gonna start off to the person directly to my right on the screen here. So why don't you go first, Marquise? Give us who you are. Remind us, for those of us that have forgotten, 15 episodes in, who you are.
Great. Hi, everybody. I'm Marquise, sometimes known as Party Time Online. I am playing Fulmaris, half-elf ranger, Drake Warden. I have a green dragon friend, and currently in Avernus, but hopeful. Yeah, That's how we feel. Hopeful.
I mean, you're in Avernus, but you're also in your home city of Elturel. I mean,
that doesn't make me hopeful.
who could possibly be here that you might know or might run into? That's a question.
Listen, we're more focused on solving other people's problems than solving our own right now. Okay, that's where we are. We're hopeful for other people.
That's the focus. Next up, Gwen and Willamie.
It's always easier to fix somebody else's problems. I get that. Absolutely. Hi, everybody. I'm Gwen, also known as McSherry. I play Willamie, who is a very, very confused bard right now. She's not entirely sure what she's doing. She's just trying to bring hope to the people and find her mentor, who is down here somewhere.
Yep, that mentor's got to be there somewhere. We'll see what happens. You might find in hell. And we'll move on from there to Shannon and Ness.
To me.
To you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Shannon. I'm playing Ness, who is a human variant of some kind. And she's just figuring some stuff out. You know, we're in hell, in Avernus, rather. Things are not. They're both like things do seem to simultaneously be like, oh, look, we made some progress because like a sanctuary, there's some place for people to be, but also, you know, we're having interpersonal issues. We've got she was trying to be helpful and friendly and kind and came out like a total jackass. So now with Stell's running around, we're in like this. You know, we're in Avernus. We're in hell. It's going as expected.
As expected. Yeah. Clint and Valen, your turn now.
Yeah, I'm playing Valen, a paladin elf, and I mean, his whole goal has been to find his love, Darian, who he is fairly certain now is in hell, which is where we're at. So we're on the hunt, right? But he's also made some really good friends, and he wants to make sure that they live after almost killing them one time. So, with that being said, yeah, we did some really cool stuff. Um, Volmaris and I were able to sanction the church that was there, which is bizarre to do in hell, to sanction a church.
Sanctify. I think that's what you mean.
Or yeah, sanctify. Sorry, yeah, sanctify.
And
Sorry.
sanction kind of works in an annex sort of way, you know, like we. Anyway.
Church
so yeah,
annex.
we did that thing somehow. So
Well, you had the blessing of a deity to be like, yeah, you know what, you're in hell. Sure, that spot. I'll put my thumbprint on it and probably get in trouble in the celestial courts. It's fine.
no big.
So that's the crew at the moment. Wistelar was currently leaving because of some emotional turmoil because their family member was found deceased inside of the shop that they operated. Went out to the old family home, found it pretty much messed up, and met up with a devil there by the name of Bell, which you may be familiar with, who seems to be showing up all over the place, and offered them protection for their family in exchange for a person named Valerian, who is, as any of us have watched this know, Thulmaris's ex. In a weird way. I mean, honestly, someone who wipes out your memories and resupplants everything related to love to you, can that really be counted as an ex situation? That seems a little
I think
more...
that's pretty common, really.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So everybody else has made it to Avernus after going to the Van Thamper Manor, fighting against the Van Thampers and interrupting a ritual which cascaded into a portal that sucked their manor into Avernus, although it was supposed to take the rest of the city. It wasn't ready to be finalized, and you all seem to have finalized it early. That has now placed you in Elturel, which is floating in two separate floating islands separated by a large gap chasm where traditionally there was a river there, and there are two major bridges crossing it and kind of holding it together. Massive chains are attached to these floating islands that are drawing it down into the riverlet below, which if you reach it and end up inside of it, you lose all your memories, you become a devil as well. A Lemure, like this blob, this amorphous fleshy blob that can be turned into other types of devils over time, depending on how much people care and, you know, how many greater devils decide that you're worthwhile. They made it into the city. They found some people. There was a woman and her children being chased by some demons. They fought to try to save her. Venture killed that woman and stole her soul and put it into a coin, which nobody really quite agreed with. You all found some sanctuary locations, found out that what she needed to do was find a way to sever the chains using probably Zariel's sword, which has gone missing and is not in Elturel that you know of, and return some hope to the people, because as soon as they lose all of their hope and they give in, they'll all become devils, and then they'll be on the forefront of the war in the devils and demons war that's happening here in the hells already. Yeah, you went to the church. You sanctified the church and made it a bastion of protection, at least temporarily, until it gets desecrated again by the demons and devils that are running amok out in the city. Amok. You saw that there were some pretty dangerous and difficult critters that are kind of wandering out here, as well as the occasional lightning bolt from the sky and raining hellfire and all that kind of thing. You collected and saved some. You collected and saved some resources, and you now need a way to protect the church, to make it more of a bastion for the people, which is going to require some help. You can't be everywhere all at once, and right now there's only 4 of you. Venture's back there at the church, closer. Willamie is closer to them, and Ness is kind of forward a little bit, still keeping watch over the city streets. You had all traveled to your previous safe house to find the refugees that were there, and determined they needed to be moved from there to the church, and on the way, you have run into a squad of enemies.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally where we started, but we'll pop in just a little bit as you're walking up the street, and you see the man and his children and his wife behind, with the two kids wandering with you. It's just Thalmaris and Valen right now as you're walking up this street. What are you saying to one another before you are attacked by this group that just kind of comes out from a side alley?
Well, shit.
Um,
Go ahead.
I mean, I would be telling Valen, so we probably have a need to, once we get them to the church, we can't stay here. We're going to have to find someone who can better guard the church, and a commando squad we are not.
Yes, that's fair.
Well-
But now we have to deal with these devils, and that's going to be the more trying situation.
Trying
Outnumbered.
indeed. Okay, so I need a few other things here. Real
I have my
quick.
wolf though, don't I? I have my wolf was out the last
Well,
time.
Yes. The thing is the little people are on the wolf,
Yes.
That is
so we should just
that
send
is
the
true.
wolf away, and we should deal with the problem, so the innocent people don't get killed.
You and your dragon is
It's not out right now.
fuck.
Yeah, you
I
got
can
your
bring it out
wolf.
very easily.
There are the kids. I'm trying to see if we just
There's
have
no possibility we could just, have a conversation. Well, I'm not there, but that you two, charming as you are, could just have oh, excuse us. We'd rather not fight today. Rethink your choices. Bye. And then it would be fine. I'm
Mhm.
guessing probably not.
You know, Valen, you're the one with the paladin oath. I don't want this to happen.
I mean, I
Yeah.
technically don't think I can barter with devils.
I know you can. I know you can't. Specifically, as an
So-
organization, you can't.
I don't have to barter. Maybe you could,
Politely ask them to excuse themselves.
or this is something I don't normally
Would
do.
you be so kind
future.
to perish, please?
Just
I was
die
actually
for
thinking maybe
us.
you proselytize in the religious context of,
Oh.
like the rethinking life
Convert them.
choices. Like,
Change
yeah,
their souls.
convert. You can evangelicalize them, which I realize as I drink out of my satanic temple cup and like just my general personality is not that would suggest that, but it seems appropriate in this situation.
But I also don't think Valen's like that kind of paladin.
They're
Not
all
like-
that kind of paladin clinic.
Okay, so you are walking, and there are children upon a wolf. That's what all the C's are
Oh,
on the map. And
That's
then
a
the
lot
two,
of children.
the two parents. There was three kids for the family that went with you, and there was two that you
And
would
then the
save.
two that we
You have
rescued before.
5 children that you are bringing with you through hell right now. You are a straight up, nearly an orphanage situation.
Oh my god!
I'm just saying we're not the people that they should be entrusting with their children.
Probably
That's
not.
fair.
To be absolutely fair, probably not.
Although, what are the alternatives? Not a lot of childcare in
Yeah, not
Avernus.
exactly a lot of
True,
childcare here in
true.
Avernus, but we'll get through this as we always do, as plucky heroes,
Plucky
Huzzah.
heroes,
And
indeed.
hopefully no dead children.
and
Okay,
hopefully no dead children.
so we're going to have you roll for initiative now, everyone. Please give
Everyone.
me initiative rolls, because you're up on the north side of the map. You're not that far away. You can see them down this street. You didn't go that far.
Balls.
Valen with the 21.
oh, thank God.
Let's go.
Thalmaris with a 12, almost a 1. Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Saw.
Little me with 13, and that's with a 20. So, Valen, you are going to be first in this situation. You see these, well, you can kind of see them there. There's a devil that's wearing a golden mask, bearing like a plain, flat, featureless face, wielding
Okay.
a large halberd that seems to be flickering with ghostly red light, so it's like in and out of existence. And then there are 3 spiny devils surrounding that individual.
Ew.
Yeah, you've seen some of these before in the past, but yeah, they see you, and immediately the Maragon, the one up in front, which was identified as a Maragon by Thalmaris, kind of turns and points his halberd at you and just says, "Collect them."
Okay. Well,
Um,
I don't like that. So,
so Valen,
yeah.
you can channel divinity
Mm-hmm.
to restrain all of them at one time.
I can.
You can.
Okay.
What's
So if you
the
are within 15 feet of the furthest one, you can expend a use of your channel divinity to make all of them restrained. It
what's
used to only be
the
one, but now it's the group.
what's the ability name on that one? Because I don't know if we've actually added that one to his character sheet yet.
Channel divinity, nature's wrath.
Let me see if I can
I was
find.
like, yeah, I don't see that.
Because you have Channel Divinity Ancients under Features. It's on your ability tab. Nature's Wrath. You can use your Channel Divinity to invoke primeval forces to ensnare a foe. As an action, you can cause spectral vines to spring up and reach for a creature within 10 feet of you that you can see. This is the older version of it. Let me see if I can find the newer
Oh.
version.
Okay.
Oh,
So I just need to
game.
get closer and then get them all.
Yeah, as long as you're
Yeah,
within
okay.
15 feet of the one in the like to the north, then you'll be able to hit
So-
all of them.
We'll go
And
to
they'll all
Gotta
be
catch
restrained.
'em all.
Okay,
Well,
well,
we can
you
at least
know what?
try to restrain them all.
Oath of the Ancients, subclass Oath of the Ancients, Kindle Light of Hope, blah blah blah. Other ones, Nature's Wrath is here. I need to put this one on your character sheet now, so give me just a second to add this in.
Okay.
Yes, that goes there. So it's just under Nature's Wrath on there now. As a magic action, you can expend one use of your channel divinity to conjure spectral vines around nearby creatures. Each creature of your choice you can see within 15 feet of yourself must succeed on a strength saving throw or have a restrained condition for 1 minute. A restrained creature repeats the save at the end of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. It's a strength saving throw. What's the roll target? It's the same as the roll target for your spells, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Which is +3, 8, 9, 10, 11. +5. It would be nice if they had an easy place on this sheet to actually see what your resistances were on these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I propose in the effort of time, we just assume that that is correct and that it is a complete and utter success. All of these creatures are bound for a minute, and
So it's
just,
8
this
plus-
is for production.
It
This
is
for
8 plus
production.
2.
Yeah.
9, 10 plus 3. So it's 13. Their roll target's going to be a 13. So their DC is 13 to break free of it. They have to be within 15 feet of you, though. So you're going to need to move forward. So
Yeah, I'll move
15.
forward.
So you move up a little bit, and you get closer to them. And tell me what it looks like as you channel this and cause vines to just start wrapping around these people.
Yep, I say like fun little elvish words, and then I clap my hands in one spot. And as I do that, I pull them up and I do this
Mm-hmm.
thing that looks like vines, and vines come out of the ground, and they just wrap around all of these enemies.
All right,
and
the
then try to pull them down.
Maragon's going to roll first. He has a +4 to strength, so he needs to beat. He has to get. He got a
Ooh!
1. He's locked up.
Sorry, so
2,
sorry.
that's locked down. 3, that one's also ensnared. No, that one's not. So the furthest one away from you is the only one that didn't get wrapped up in these vines. They're all now stuck in place, except
Do
for
they
just
take
the
any
one.
damage from those?
No,
They
it
don't.
just ensnares them. So that was your action. Ness, you're up next. You're on the balcony still, a little ways away, if you can see on the top part of the north part of the map. And go ahead.
No, you were giving exposition. I just do you I can, squares on map. Is there? Can I get the distance squares on the map, or does this one not have them?
This one doesn't have them, but I could add them.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay.
There's like an follow-up question. What is the button where I can drag the thing and you did it 45 feet? Okay.
Yeah, so if you use your right mouse click and hold it down, and then left mouse click and drag, that's how, or both mouse clicks, excuse me, and drag. That's how you can get ranges. Just
Okay,
both
thank
of them
you.
and drag. Okay.
I do enjoy a good drag. Okay. So what were you gonna say? As I am there, I see.
You were looking down the street. You see your entourage coming forward. You look over to the side. You see Wilhelmy singing a tune, and in the distance is the church. You know that Venture was moving in and out of there, and Wistelar was gone. But then you see this group of devils walk out of the side alleyway, and now they're facing your friends. Valen immediately charges forward towards them, and a whole bunch of vines scatter around them, causing him to hold them all down. What do you do now?
Am I can't remember if I'm on the balcony by the front door.
You're
Balcony was on across the way, right?
You're on the balcony. It's just a floor up from the ground
Okay.
level. It's only 10 feet up. It's not that hard, not that far up.
All right. I would actually. So I saw Valen do the viney grabby thing, and then the other one back there, the one that is not viney. Is it immediately obvious with the way that the spell looks that one of them is not ensnared in vines?
Yes. So this one, you can see it just kind of twists and tugs and tears the vines off from itself, and then just kind of jumps out of the immediately affected area.
Okay, I want to shoot the one that is not bound with my crossbow,
Okay.
which is 30 to 120 feet.
Absolutely. Let me get you.
Do I get advantage for being 10 feet higher, or is that too...
I would say it's unaware of your presence. If you give me a stealth roll, we'll just say that you can't, that he didn't see you, and then you'll get advantage for the attack due to being sneaky.
Okay. Oh my god, it's been so long. Oh, there we go, stealth. I'm like, where's the things that I need to put? Well,
I will let you roll that with advantage because you are outside of the combat. You're hiding away, and they're all facing south of you. So let's just see what your better roll is. That's better.
Oh god,
Jesus.
wait, my butt pucker for a second. It's almost a 1.
So none of them have noticed you. Currently, you are hiding. So you do get advantage on the attack roll from this distance, which would give you a sneak attack if you succeed.
Woohoo!
You would need to just as a thing. You need to move down like 10 feet because 30 feet is your short range. Anything you shoot outside of short range is at disadvantage.
Yeah. So
you
you
have
just
Well, that was
120
why I
feet.
was hoping because I'm down. I'm up higher. That maybe it would not. It would.
The
Yeah, when you have
trajectory would be higher.
advantage and disadvantage, you just roll straight.
Have normal roll.
You
That's
have
what-
regular advantage.
Yeah, regular
Right.
advantage.
Is that
Yes.
correct? That was what I was thinking.
Yeah, so you will just roll with regular advantage.
Because I'm at a vantage point.
Mhm.
Hey.
Oh, I was trying to find. I don't know. These guys. Would I know by any chance at all if poison would do anything to these guys?
Give me a, let's say a religion check on this because they are devils.
I protest, but I don't have the energy. 14.
You are aware that they do resist non-magical attacks that aren't silvered. Using the crossbow bolts you have, it's likely that they would not take very much damage from it.
Well. Okay, hold the boat. Sorry, I'm trying to. How do I? Trying to figure out the stats on Umber and Fang, but I'm clicking at it on the third page that it is existed. It doesn't do the thing in the is it in inventory where I can actually look at it?
So if you go into actions where Umbrous Fang is listed as your attacks.
Sorry, audience.
It's okay. Over the square that's all the way on the right, just click on that and it'll bring up the page.
That square. Ah, golly. Okay.
So you can throw it. It is a magical weapon, so it would cause damage to something that has these resistances.
And it shifts. I just can't remember if this is the one that. Okay. Wielder can throw the blade in an unoccupied space and teleport to the blade. Okay, that's not very. Okay. But I can only throw that, so I would actually have to move for that one, right?
No, it's 20/60. So over 20 feet, it becomes disadvantage, and then you have advantage, so it just becomes a regular attack.
We're back at vantage again.
We're back
Okay,
at
I'm going to
vantage
do
again.
that
Okay.
so that I do the thing. Is this the one that comes back, though? I thought I had one that came back.
No.
Or is it the one I can pop back to?
That's the one you can teleport to. Bell's Dagger is the other one that does extra damage, but it doesn't have. You can't teleport to that. So, Unreal Blade will get you there into the fight really fast if you want to be.
Okay, gonna do that.
Okay.
And now I have to throw it.
You draw the shadowy blade from the sheath that your father has provided to you, and you rear back and throw.
I'm rearing back.
That is a
22.
hit. That is a hit.
Nice.
And since you had
Yay!
advantage, even though you also had disadvantage,
It was
you
just a
get
straight
sneak
roll.
attack.
Right?
So go
Oh, I
ahead.
get sneak attack.
Yeah, so you can go ahead and... I'm giving it. I know.
What? Oh.
Oh, no,
Is-
that's not it. I was
Oh.
going to say to Ness, you can sacrifice 1d6 of your disadvantage to knock it to the ground.
It's the new rogue skills. You can remove some of your sneak attack damage dice can be removed to give you extra features to it. One of them is knockdown.
That is good to know. I think I'm gonna stick with this one this way because I'm gonna be up in his face in a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm
You're going to be right there. Gotcha.
gonna be right there.
All right, so go ahead and do your damage roll. Kaplow! 18 points.
That was not with sneak attack.
Yeah, it was. That was the three.
It was?
The 3d4s
Oh,
that are on there that are
'cause
different color, or 3d6s rather.
Okay, so it just you have it programmed automatically into the that weapon's damage. Cool. Well done. Good
So-
job, Dan.
You just go, it flips end over end, sticks into this thing, tonk, solid blow. The creature like staggers because this dagger hit it in the back. You can see like wisps of shadow dripping down its backside. Do you wish to use your bonus action to teleport over there now, or do you want to do something else?
Yes, I do. Mostly for the drama. Since I'm assuming you said it was sticking in his back and it's just poking out, I'm gonna Umbra right to, and it's in my hand, so like I'm stabbing in back. I was not there half a second ago, and now I am, and maybe that'll creep someone out. I don't know.
So a wisp of shadow that just kind of spirals like dark smoke suddenly has Ness reappear behind this thing. There's a puff of shadows, and then she grabs the blade and yanks it out. The creature kind of turns and hisses at you.
Your noise gate
That
like
was not
Blew up.
blocked that whole thing, so it's just anyway. I think there's also too like half a moment of like I am badass, and then like the other like two like tiny little second where she takes a weird step because it's the first time she's done that, and that was disorienting.
Absolutely. And at the hiss and at the stab, you see the other spine devils kind of turn back and they all kind of look at you. The Maragon has the big halberd in hand and is like raging at these vines that are tangling around its legs.
Oh no, you're stuck, you poor guy. I get so sad.
This spine devil immediately twists and goes to bite at you, and you see like its forked tail just try to strike at you as well. Yes, to Ness. So you've got 2 attacks coming your way. No, you need to go target there. There we go. And bite.
I don't have another bonus action or anything, do you? Do
No,
I?
you do not.
So uncanny dodge is not a thing.
Uncanny dodges are your reaction and not your yes.
Can you explain to me what a difference of an action versus a reaction? I mean, I would say a reaction is usually to something that happened to you.
Yes, so reactions are this game's version of reflexive actions. They do very little, certain things only, and they can only, like doing an attack of opportunity uses a reaction. So uncanny dodge. When an attacker you can see hits you with an
Trying to see
attack
what it
roll,
was.
you can take a reaction to have the attack's damage against you. Excellent choice. We'll see what the damage is going to be. Crunch.
So I can use it.
Yes, you can, because it's a reaction.
Yay!
But you only get 1 reaction per round, so that's the only time
That's
you can
fine. It was a fucking critical.
That's true. So you only end up taking 5 damage from this instead, as you just like narrowly avoid getting really seriously chomped by this thing. But it does attack now with its fork, and just that's not a forked tail. Excuse me. It is wielding a bident, a fork, and it stabs it at you.
It's like, what?
Bidens?
Yeah, a bident. It's instead of a trident, it's only got 2.
I mean, it makes sense. It's a quadrant.
And with your uncanny dodge, as you kind of like spin and twist and only get lightly grazed by this thing's mouth, the bident swings by you, whoosh, and misses.
Maybe if you were cool enough for a trident, you'd have hit me.
Maybe if you had 3 prongs.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, this guy over here is going to try to break free from the... Well, he's still entangled, can't move. He doesn't have any ranged attacks. He does have tail spines. It is a ranged attack with his tail spine. So he is going to launch out a tail spine at Valen. Targeting him. No, you
Riot.
need to stop
I
that.
remember correctly.
Does the wolf have the same initiative as Clint, or is it its own?
At the moment, because it's carrying all those children, I'm putting him at the bottom of initiative for now, or
Okay.
as a reaction if something comes after them.
I just wanted to make sure that we didn't forget about him if there was a chance for him to run.
No, that's in 15 feet, so it can't attack. So it whips out a tail spine at you, and you just knock it aside with your shield.
Thank you. That's so good. Shield. Okay.
Spine Devil 3 focuses on trying to break out of the entangle as well, getting a saving throw at the end of round. It does not break free, and it does the same thing, also firing a tail spine at Valen. At 20.
That has disadvantage,
Could
by
you?
the way.
You are correct. Okay, we'll try again.
Oh,
Because he's entangled. And that one misses. So it was like unerringly coming at you, and you bring your sword forward and just slice the tail spine in half, and it just
I'm
clatters around you.
emboldened.
Oh yeah. The Maragon has a turn. Let's see. The Maragon has advantage on all saving throws versus spells. So he walks out of the vines because I didn't realize that at first look before. He takes a few steps forward, he points at you, and then just silently you can feel heat like glaring behind the eyes. He seems to give out some sort of order to the others. And the halberd comes down. He swings it once. Ding! You block it with your shield one more time. He swings it again. You like twist to the side and you parry it with your sword.
My God today.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Sorry, it just can't touch me. Da-na-na-na.
Willamy, way off in the back. You were playing some music. You were kind of waiting for your allies to come back. You look down the alleyway. You see all this shit happening right now. By the way, thanks to Witchy Witch Adventures for the map.
Great map.
Mm-hmm. It is a really good one.
so good.
And they're giving these away for free at the moment for anybody who's playing this module, so I recommend checking those out because, save some time. You see all of that nonsense happening. It's pretty far away from you at the moment. We're talking, even Ness is like 50 feet away. What are you going to do?
I think my first plan is to phase step over here into this alleyway. Let's see here. Right about there.
Mm-hmm.
To get me a little closer to everybody. And then let's drop Cloud of Daggers on Spine Devil 3.
Cloud of Daggers on Spine Devil 3. So we're going to make ourselves a square here. It's just going to be in the 5-foot square. Move, square, move. No, stop moving
You
the
want to
map.
just make the square like encompass both of them?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah,
Well, it's only a 5-foot square, so
but if it was at 2.5 and 2.5 on each square, it would encompass two of them because they're less than 5 feet apart.
that's not how this works.
Yes, it is.
It could be.
You just gave me random vantage, Tyson.
It's
only nepotism if I'm the only one getting favoritism. I demand that you expand that favoritism in the name of equity to McSherry.
Everyone. Thank you.
Moving?
You're welcome.
I can't move
And
the
everyone,
square
but specifically
anywhere.
in this situation.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever. Anyway, we know it's under the Spine Devil.
Exactly.
It's only
Both
a
of them.
small spell, I believe. Huh? Both of them. What's the? Hold on. Let's just look at this again. Let's look at the spell.
Yeah, it works.
Barney's
I
the
can,
old
I can
lady.
drop
Yeah.
it anywhere.
You know the shit.
Yeah, 5
Yeah.
feet on each side.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a 5 by 5 by 5 square. It's just a block of daggers in one spot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
No,
as
but
long
no.
as they're right next to each other, you would drop it in between them on that point, making the
Right.
5x5.
Yeah.
It works easier when it's two small creatures, two medium or smaller creatures next to each other. Not as much when it's like a larger creature.
But you are
Just like
now, you are now effectively interacting with 20 feet squared space. I don't think that's the intention of this spell. Because I
That
can
is-
hit 4
that is
people
the-
with one spell. With
That
it is
is
not.
100% can.
No,
That's
that's
not
not
what
how
area
that's
effect.
that's not how
Yeah.
that's supposed to
Grid.
work.
Yeah, it is 100%. I'm not lying to you.
No,
it
I
is
have
100%.
Let's see.
because
I have used this spell in Baldur's Gate 3, and I fully have done that.
it is because so the two creatures are less than 5 feet apart. So if you drop it on the two of them, what
In
you're seeing
between.
is the map grid, which is limited to 5 by 5. It doesn't have the concept of 2.5 and 2.5 equals 5 somewhere in between the grid because that's lots of math.
Okay, I tell you what I'll do. I will allow you to separate this out into 4 separate cubes if you reduce the damage to 25%.
That's not what we're asking.
That's what would
for.
happen here because you're not hitting the entire thing all at once anymore. You're only
Oh.
hitting a small
I am-
portion of a person.
Fine with that if I can cast it as 3rd level and increase the damage.
Absolutely. You can cast it
Okay.
at 3rd level.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll hit everybody that's in
bargaining?
those squares.
Good shit, right
But
there.
it will be reduced to a 4th in total damage. So when you're casting it at that level, how many d4s are we looking at here?
I think 6. Let me make sure of that.
So when you cast a spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by
Yep.
2d4 for each
2d4,
slot
so
above
it's
2nd.
6.
Yeah, so it'd be 64. So you're only rolling. Just roll 64, and we'll reduce it to a 4th.
Okay.
But you can go ahead and use that against both spine devils since that put them in those spots. So go ahead and roll for damage.
If you're doing 20 by 20, theoretically, it should do all 4 of them, but it's fine.
Okay, let's see.
Both get a saving
There's-
throw.
They do.
Ooh.
And 6.
Okay. What is the saving
So
throw
12,
on
so that would be
this?
3 points of damage.
This does not say it has a saving throw.
Mhm.
It
If
just
you
says
start
if
it or
you-
end it.
If you start or end
Oh.
there, then
Or
you can
start
take
or
that
move in.
damage. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's 12
Oh.
damage. 4th of that is just 4 damage.
3.
3 damage.
But if you want to give them each 4, I'm okay with that.
That's
the bargaining is heavy at
very
this
good of
table
you.
today. 2, 3. And
we
then this
are in
guy
hell.
Takes 1, 2.
I mean, it's just
And
how
then
cube
2 of
works
us have
in-
already made.
That is also how a
devil
cube works.
Mainly
wardens,
just because
so-
you can do the same thing to us that when we are grouped up on an AoE spell, smaller AoEs work a lot easier,
Mm-hmm.
but bigger AoE, like with a fireball, we'd all need to be 20 feet apart. But if we're all just within the same quote unquote 5-foot cubic area, we'd all get smacked by it.
Yep. So that area hits and reduces damage in this situation. You see the blades smacking into these guys, and as a blade hits them, you see tears beginning to appear in their form and their skin, and then they immediately seem to seal up. And then you notice armor bits and pieces of cuts appearing on the Maragon, not too far away as he absorbs their damage.
Oh, that's a problem.
It is now Thulmaris's turn.
Cool. Love that for me. I keep forgetting that I have this cape of billowing. So so Mars is just gonna take the cape and just like you'll just see this like green smoke coming out from underneath it as he just Castlevania style opens one side and out will pop the dragon.
Sanda
For that will
immediately
be
coming
my
into play.
action. And as a
That's
bonus
amazing.
action, I am going to. I don't think I can use you. That's okay. I will cast jump because I can do that as a bonus action on the lion
Mm-hmm.
to give it extra movement, and then it can sacrifice 10 feet of movement to make a 30-foot jump. That way, it can just get away faster.
For the wolf, you mean?
Yes, for the
Was
wolf.
it? Yeah. Okay.
I call it a lion, I think.
You did call it a lion, but you know what? It's fine. Holy lion, Aslan, we're fine. You cast that effect on the wolf, and you see its legs just tense up as all these children that are kind of crowding upon its back prepare to go launching themselves through the air. What does Sanda do? Do you allow them just to do their own thing, or do you want to direct them?
She could do her own thing.
So she immediately runs forward to attack the Maragon.
Cool. I imagine which is exactly what she would do.
And you see it like ravage some of the armor on its forearm, tearing at it, but doesn't seem to cause damage, unfortunately. It is now their time. The two family members immediately grab like some belt daggers and like get ready to fight if they have to. They come around behind Thalmaris and kind of wait, and they go, "Oh no, not more of these!" And the wolf immediately jumps 30 feet onto the rooftop over here to the right with all the children. Should tether them all together, as a matter of fact. And you see the kids on the back just like flailing their arms through the air as they crash onto the rooftop. And then it just bolts forward again.
There's always that one kid that's like, whee! While everyone else is freaking out.
And then it leaps again using its second movement. Whoosh. And leaves one child behind, apparently.
Oh, God!
Ah!
No child
That
left
was the child
behind.
enjoying. Yeah.
And it
That's
is
the only
now-
time it
4 out of 5 ain't bad, right?
80%,
Balin,
you know?
it is your turn again, as all the kids are like leaping from rooftop to rooftop, heading towards the church on the back of your wolf. You are muted.
I'm just gonna go up to this mare again.
Mhm.
And my other sheet went away. Oh, there it again. Hello? There we go. I think it's safe to say Divine Smite.
Divinely smoting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get
well,
smoked,
the
bitches!
smite is only necessary to call once you've hit. So go ahead and roll the attack from your rapier. And we'll see how you do. Let me make sure you've targeted this guy.
Oh.
That is a 12. So you strike in and like scrapes off of its halberd. You do not hit it.
Does he have or does he have advantage? Is one of this one grabbed?
It is not. It broke free.
Oh.
Okay.
You can shield bash now if you prefer, if you would like.
Might as
You
well.
do have extra attack.
Oh yeah, you have a second
Oh.
attack you can make with your rapier because you now have 5. You're level 5 now.
I'm gonna do it again.
Okay. Second attack comes out, and that's a hit.
God.
You got yourself
Sweet.
a nice 20 on that one. So we will then add your divine smote to this. Just a moment. There you are. And this does an extra D8 versus a fiend. Go ahead and roll. Let's see if it triggers automatically. Kerplow, friend. Yes, it did. 15 points of damage come in.
Well
Yay.
smoked, friend.
A bolt of lightning just from the sky, and this creature staggers back, hissing underneath of its mask.
And the bonus attack was that instead of doing a shield mask.
No, because you have
Yes.
extra attack, so your standard attack, you can make 2 swings, and then you have a bonus action remaining.
The
Bonus
bonus action was to
action.
cast the Divine Smite now.
Oh, Divine Smite is now bonus action. So yeah, you can't do it anymore.
okay.
So you can't use Divine Smites as recklessly as you used to in the past game. But this doesn't cost, the first one doesn't actually cost you one of your
spell slot
Divine Smite
per
spell
day.
slots, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, but you do, yeah, that was your turn. So you've used your 2 attacks and your Divine Smite.
Cool.
I like how it says 2d8 plus 3p8.
3p8, yeah. What does pizza it's like supposed to mean?
It's the pizza die. I don't know.
Mm.
Prepared?
I guess we
I don't know.
everyone should get some. 3 prepared. That would be
Prepared.
really cool.
Yeah, something
That
like
would be
that.
good.
All right, it is back up to Ness. It is your turn.
I'm trying to find my P dice. Sounds not good when you put it that way.
It doesn't.
Okay, so Spined Devil is in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. And I do have Bell's dagger.
Mm-hmm.
I want to. Do I need? Now I can't remember if I have dual wield. I do as a rogue, right?
Yeah, you have.
offhand?
If they're light weapons, you can use your offhand, your main hand. So your main hand is a standard attack. Your offhand is a bonus attack.
Okay. I'm gonna stab him with Bell's dagger because I have Umbra's blade in the other hand.
Okay.
But I guess I would assume I probably grabbed my Umbra dagger in my main hand
Yeah.
and then pulled out Bell's dagger with my offhand.
Okay. So you're gonna main hand Umbra, offhand Bell's dagger.
Yes, for
Okay.
the moment. because that seems like what probably happened.
Absolutely. So go ahead and make
I'm choosing not to argue. See?
Okay. Use Umber's Fang first. There's the attack.
17?
That is going to be a hit. Let me make sure you're targeting this guy. For some reason, it's not. The targeting system in this is a little clunky. Ness, please. Choose Ness. Choose target. Choose this guy. There we go. Okay, go ahead and roll for damage on that dagger.
9.
Yep, that's a good hit. And as the dagger sinks in, you see like flames erupt from the edges of the blade, and you see the creature hiss out in pain. But it is still alive. Go ahead and roll with your other dagger, please, for the other attack.
Okay.
20. That
20.
is also a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
8.
How do you kill that thing?
It's just so like I pop in back behind it. Everybody does, you know, like their moves. So I pop in, grab out my dagger, and then just like meat carve. You know, that's it.
And the creature just falls to the ground and is no more.
I don't know what everybody's complaining about. These guys don't seem all that difficult.
The next one tries to break free from its bonds. It's still
and then the
stuck
American
for
just
now.
turns around and smacks
I know. I was waiting.
this into a building.
Unable to move, it did feel the death of an ally nearby. It spins around and tosses a tail spine at over at Ness. Well,
I don't know what you guys are talking about. These guys aren't that difficult.
so it did hit you, but for some reason it was targeting itself also, so it got a second roll, which doesn't make sense.
Stop hitting yourself.
Please stop. Okay, there we go. There we go. And then we'll roll for damage. And you take 6 points of damage as the spine just sears into your arm.
Ow. Probably
Level
can't do
3.
dodge again.
It's a reaction once around, so you could use it again to have that damage if you want.
I want to have it.
Okay.
Because I'm not very not squishy.
So yet again, you have narrowly avoided it. Instead of getting shoved directly into your shoulder, it like grazes your arm as you kind of twist, trying to avoid that hit. The
so number 3 started its turn in the cloud of daggers.
It did, so please roll for damage. We'll reduce it to a 4th.
Whoa, that's a lot of sudden D4.
Whew, that one's 4.
That's 4 points.
Yeah, 4 points on that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And it's like trying to struggle and get out, but the enwrapped vines around its legs it can't get out of, so that cloud is still doing a number on him. You could move that cloud too to make it even more damaging, but you have concentration on right now. It turns and recognizes.
Where would she move it to make it more damaging?
Because it could be
fully on
the target. So this creature then twists and launches a spine at you, hoping to stop you from continuing to cast this spell. Oh, critical hit.
Wait, it's in range to...
Yeah, it has tail spines they throw. It's a ranged attack.
How far?
Is it still?
That's 35 feet away, and it's got up to 80 feet on the attack.
Is it still restrained?
It is still restrained. It does have disadvantage. You're right. Thanks for reminding me. 1. So it misses. It has not hit you. You're fine. The Maragon goes. Okay. At this point, it's got Sonda and Valen nearby. It sees Valen as the biggest threat at the moment, so it's going to continue in there. It swings its halberd down once and then cross, trying to hit you with it both times. Here's the first attack. That is a hit.
Oof.
Second attack. That is a hit. Valen, you take 7 points, followed by 9 points of damage. 2 solid blows. You stagger a little bit, but you're still on your feet. You're stronger than that. It just hurts a little.
That's it.
Willamy, your turn.
Oh, look at you, you big devil attacking the paladin. Oh, you're so impressive. Because, oh, that's right. He's still standing. What were you thinking? Vicious mockery.
Vicious mockery comes towards the critter there. That's a or a saving throw, is it not?
Yes, a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. You're level 5 now, so this does 2d4
Yep.
if it hits.
So 2d4 instead of 1d4.
Okay, wisdom saving throw. And what is your spell DC? It is +4, 5, 6, 7, so that puts you at a 15. Okay. Wisdom saving throw, and he gets full damage. He didn't like that at all. You've hurt his feelings pretty dourly.
I heard his fifis.
Mm-hmm. What's
I
that?
have to remind you, because I've been doing it for us, he does have advantage.
Because
on
of his
that
magic
roll.
resistance.
Correct.
Yep. I'm rusty at the moment. He still failed.
You're fine. Hey!
But it was fair.
4 points of damage. And
Equity.
he just kind of...
Equity.
You see a little tear come out of his mask for a split second.
Oh,
Do you wish to move or use your bonus action, Willoughby?
I think I'll move a little bit. I'm just going to get a little over here.
Okay, around the edge of the building a little.
Yep.
Gives you some partial cover from anybody that's roughly in front of this line.
That
on
was
this
kind
side.
of my thought.
Okay. So, it is now Thulmaris' turn. And Sonda, do you make an order to your Drake?
Nope. I'm just gonna let her keep doing her thing, because
Okay.
I'm gonna come over here with the Marigan.
All right.
I will cast Hunter's Mark on it.
Okay.
1 second. Hee-hee. I can target this, I'm sure. There you go, target that guy.
Magical mark, one creature you can see within range is your quarry. You deal an extra 1d6 force damage to the target whenever you hit it with an attack roll. You also have advantage on any wisdom check you make to find it. So when it comes to this, by the way, I do want you to remind me of when you would like to use your reaction to give the bonus acid damage or whatever
Yes.
type from Sonda.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I will attack twice, once with the scimitar and once with the oh god. How loud has this fight been so far?
Relatively loud. There's been a little bit of shouting. There's been some screams of rage. There's the sound of whistling blades bouncing off one another and other enemies in the area like a blender.
Using the arbalest would necessarily be a detriment to the noise level, correct?
Correct. It would be about on par with what's happening. Anything that's gonna hear you in the area is already gonna hear you. So.
Right. So I'll use the scimitar and the arbalest.
Okay. So go ahead and attack
I
with the
will-
first one. Arbalest is
I
in your
will-
offhand, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
So then I'm going to get 3 attacks because of the Vex property of scimitar.
Mm-hmm.
So first my scimitar roll.
That is
17 to
a
hit.
good roll. And let me make sure you have your target selected. For some reason, it wasn't. Maragon, where are you at here? AC 16, so you hit with that.
Okay.
You can just
That
roll
would
the other
be-
attack rolls first, and then we'll go from there.
You got it. Well, that's gonna miss.
That is a miss with the Arbalest. And the last Scimitar Strike is a
Dang
miss
it.
also. So 1 hit. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Okay. I get. Hey, plus a d6 of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, let's get some max damage out there. 17.
And do you want to use your reaction to give you...
Yes, I'll have Sonda use a reaction to give me acid damage on the attack.
Okay. So that's 11, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go ahead and roll the extra damage die for Sonda's acid, which is another d6, I believe.
Well, okay. Oh. roll off the thingy.
Yeah, infused strike.
2
D6.
points.
2 more points. Lots of burning and hits coming across this thing's body cause it just to like shake and shudder in pain, but it is not dead. And Sonda bites at it and hits it
That's my girl.
for another 9 points of damage. And we're back up to Valen. You are muted once more, sir.
Divine Smite.
All right, so go ahead and make the attack with your sword. Let me make sure you are targeting a foe. You are. Okay. There's one swing. Just kind of parries that aside, knocking your blade wide, as then you like spring back into action, stabbing in towards his chest, swing another attack.
What the fuck?
That's 2 in a row. He parries and it misses. You can still do a shield bash now, but you wouldn't be able to divine smite with it.
Okay.
Because you have your bonus action remaining. Shield slam comes in and hits it. Do you wish to cause damage or try to knock him down?
I'm gonna try to knock him down.
Okay, I will make him have a strength saving throw. Let's see, your roll target. What is our difficulty on this one? It's going to be +3, that's 6, 8, 14. So he needs to beat a 14. He's at +4 to this, so he just needs to roll a 10 or higher on the die to not get knocked down. He rolls a 10, unfortunately. You smash him in the face, he staggers back a little bit and then has to brace himself, but he doesn't quite tip down and fall over.
Okay.
Ness, your turn.
Okie dokie. Rain? Artichoke? Okay, so Cloud of Daggers is still in front of me, correct? That's the square.
And if you walk into it, you will also get hit.
I'm aware of how that works. Thank you. What? You walk into a bunch of daggers and it hurts?
I mean, if friendly fire is turned off in the settings, it's not an issue, but...
This is D&D. I don't think it... Okay. I'm gonna just run and do the stab to the Spine Devil 1. I'm gonna making sure I strafe around the Pokey Dagger Cloud of Doom.
Because of the wall of the building nearby, how close to this it is, I'm going to require a Dex saving throw with a roll target with a difficulty of 13. If you can get above that, you do not get hit. So go ahead and make.
And if I do, only take a 4th damage.
That's
but
true.
Also, it is literally 5 feet away from the wall.
Anyway, if we will continue. This is the squares it's on. It's on that square. This is right the same square that the wall is on. I'm sorry.
What map are you looking at?
That right there is the only square that's there. The one I've got you in is the only square I can put you on. The other one puts you inside the wall.
Yeah.
So you were there, and then you go down to there to get out of the corner to fight this thing.
Well, yeah, but my square is a square, not my circle. So it looks to me like it's in
just
there.
roll
I can do
a
that.
Dex saving throw, please.
Well, I will be happy to roll, but it would suck if I don't get it because there's so much room, and I'm a small person. Dexterity.
Dexterity.
I'm not
saving.
that big. Okay.
All right, you're
All
fine.
right.
You've made it through the space.
Because then we were gonna have to get into the math of I only actually take a quarter, and if we're going by what it was like an eighth of my elbow. So it was good. I'm glad. Okay. So smash. So main hand, second hand.
Okay. So you swing in with your main hand. Go ahead and make your attack, please.
I'm gonna start with Umbra's Fang. This is my main hand. That's a 24.
That is a hit.
6.
All
Damage.
right. 6 points of damage to the first one.
And then
You
Bell's
also
Dagger.
get
What?
2 hits with Bell's Dagger because you also have weapon mastery and with daggers of Nick, so you get a second attack as well.
There's a
Oh,
feature
thank
called Nick in this now. So yes, you can make a second attack with the dagger now, and then your bonus action is your other stab.
Okay, my first one for Bell's Dagger is 15.
Okay, that is a hit.
The hit.
Mm-hmm.
2.
And that is 2. Not such a great one, but you get one more Bell's Dagger swing. Whoosh.
Oh,
Ooh, nice hit.
25.
All right, you hit again,
3.
and that is 3.
6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yes, so it should be 3, 4, 5, and 6 is 11. It's 11 total damage.
I
and this
was
is
rounding up.
1. Keep saying resisted, but I think that's because the coding on Bell's Dagger isn't right. It's a magic weapon, so nothing.
It is. But it's fire.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a Myrmidon, not
so
the time with fire.
the special feature of Bell's Dagger is that it bypasses
resistance?
resistances.
Right.
That's nice.
Look at you. You sold your soul to the right devil. Moving on
I
up,
got
girl.
at least a good dagger out of it, right? None of this like, oh, I'm gonna go, I'll save your family or make sure you have good fortune. It's like, no, just give me a fucking weapon that's good. Okay? Like just right now.
I just want a shiny weapon.
I do.
That Spine
Oh,
Devil,
no,
now that
no.
you're within reach, it stops trying to get out of the entanglement at the moment, and will proceed to try to bite you and fork you.
Wow.
At
I
least
need
it
dinner.
Get it, yeah.
I mean, to be fair, their vine's still holding it, so
Yeah,
there
it
should
does
be
still
some
have
sort of disadvantage.
It has disadvantage.
Can I?
Okay.
Because hold on before you roll. Oh well, that's fine. It bites. But I was gonna say I also have a move action because I didn't move, so couldn't I just take like 4 steps back without causing an attack of opportunity because it's entangled?
No, it still gets the attack of opportunity, but it would be a disadvantage.
So could we call what you just rolled the attack of opportunity?
Sure. You're gonna move backwards 4 steps? Through
Not that far. How far away does it have to go before it
You'd-
can't hit me?
You'd have to be 5 additional. You have to be 10 feet away from the enemy. So you'd have to move through that same space that you were worried about getting hit from before. You can make another
Fine,
dex
go back.
saving throw.
No, it missed at the bite or whatever. I don't want to get into square footage again.
Okay. And then out comes the fork attack as it bites at you and it just kind of gets tugged by the entangling vines and isn't quite able to reach you. It then bites at or stabs at you with the fork, and also it kind of like trips over itself, missing as well.
Ness,
To be honest-
Ness is just kind of moving a little tiny bit as they go by, and then like, oh, are you having a hard time?
This new Oath of the Ancients entangle is actually pretty powerful if you're not fighting very strong enemies.
There should be some powerful things out there in this game.
Spine Devil
yeah.
gets
Especially
to take
since
some
we don't
more.
get legendary moves.
Yeah.
He has broken free and moved out of it, but he does take the initial damage, so go ahead and swing. That is 13 divided. That's another 3 points damage.
Another
too.
3. Yeah.
There's a lot of folks fighting up ahead. He's going to move forward, but that's his whole round. He doesn't get anything else he could do at the moment. The Maragon, now seeing itself surrounded by 3, uses a special swipe.
He didn't provoke an attack of opportunity when he walked away from me because we were within 5 square feet.
You were... Yeah, you actually would get a chance to swing at him if you wanted to use your reaction for that. You won't be able to use Uncanny Dodge if someone comes at you with something, but you could do the opportunity attack if you'd like.
I'll do an opportunity attack.
Okay, so let me get you here. Go ahead and do...
Now would I get 2 hits
No, it's
because
just-
of Bell's Dagger?
It's just the whatever dagger you have in your main hand.
4
That's
hits?
the one you're using.
Got-
Just the one.
Okay. Oh, my main hand. Okay.
Mhm.
4, 5.
One
No.
hit.
Okay.
Roll once.
Rolling. God.
17.
That is a
Just a
hit.
bait.
Go ahead and roll for
18.
damage from Umber's Fang. Full points. 8. The thing like staggers forward and you see like part of it.
No, you
spin fall
don't.
out. This sucks. I want out. Hell's a bad
Go.
place to live.
Oh, shit.
The Maragon takes that halberd, draws back, and does this wide sweeping attack that goes at all 3 of you. So let me get him here. 1, 2, 3. Does that work that way? No, I have to do them one at a time. That's stupid.
Are you about to cleave us?
Yes.
Yes.
In twain.
Cleave comes out.
No.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. And I got Sonda is hit, Thalmaris is missed, and Valen is hit.
So this was, hold on.
Hmm?
So this was Oh wait, I don't have any actions.
Ooh.
I couldn't use Silvery Barb.
You
Nope.
couldn't now because you used your reaction for the. Yeah, it requires a reaction.
Okay.
That swing comes out, smashes into Sonda for 13, smashes into Valen for 13. Both of you suddenly, solid hits. Valen, you are heavily wounded at the moment. Sonda is also pretty heavily wounded at the moment, and that is its turn. Willamie?
We moved the cloud of daggers back onto number 3, except this time fully.
Fully moving it back onto 3. Okay.
Like a little piranha.
Yeah, they
Exactly.
updated this. All right, it's on him now. It's not as big as it's showing it to be either. It's just on.
Yeah, you better not get the thing. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Somebody at the door. Okay, so you move it back on top of him, and that would roll for damage because it is now. He's now in the square.
That is true.
Full damage.
He's eating.
He's like running away from it, and suddenly it's just. There's nothing left of
He
him.
might die in that damage.
That is it. That was enough to just destroy this poor guy. Oh, I tried to escape it. It didn't work. And does that require a bonus action or standard action to move?
Standard action to move.
Okay,
Yep.
so you have a bonus action and move action
That's
left.
what we
Anything else you wanna
called a blended devil.
do?
I think I'm good for right now. I'm going to try motioning for the parents to come and sneak around so that they can rejoin the kids.
Okay. As you motion to them, please give me a perception roll. "13. You hear the sound of footsteps clattering, a table being knocked over, groans, a rasping noise as of breath through a ragged throat. And the door to behind you of the building that's out there rattles for a second. And you see through one of the cracked glass windows a rotted hand like reach out and start tearing at the door frame.
Well, no.
Ooh.
There may be more friends to make soon, everybody.
And you might want to be not there
Yeah, I'm
by
gonna
yourself, girl. You in danger, girl.
exactly. I'm gonna move around the corner.
You rush around the corner and look to the side. 1 and 2. The door frame rattles and you see it start to splinter. And out comes looks like a zombie. And you feel more of them moving behind them. You see like arms and other ones being pushed out through the opening as they're starting to just crowd out into this space, falling over one another.
Do not want.
Yep, yeah, good thing you left. It was about to be a party.
What
They
just
seem to
happened?
have come to the noise
A
of
horde of
fighting.
Zombies.
I step away for 5 seconds.
Sorry, Mom.
Mom.
Oh, good. For half a second on the map, when I just looked at it, it looked like the children had turned into the horde of zombies. And I was like, you guys are omitting some information here. What happened?
No. The kids are on the roof.
Where's our positive encounter with something random to help us?
Yeah.
It is your turn, Thilmaris. And do you wish to send an order to Sonda?
Nope. We'll just let her keep doing her thing. She who mauls, maul.
Okay.
I'm going to attack twice. Well, 3 times. So once with the scimitar.
Scimitar comes out and swing and a miss.
And that's
He
just
just
a nope.
blocks it aside pretty easily.
Don't make fun of me. Okay. Hey.
And there's a hit. Look at that. Go ahead.
And another one.
And then the gun comes up and also
Oh my God.
horrible shot. On a 1, your gun jams. And now to be able to fire it, you have to take an action to fix it.
Yep,
What
that's
is
cool.
the statistical likelihood of 2 crit fails? Oh.
My my life, you know. Just we will add Sonda's damage on top, so
All right.
I will do Hunter's Mark and her damage. So Hunter's Mark is the 4, 6 is hers.
So 17
So
total.
4, 4, 6. Yeah, yes, 17 total.
Okay.
And for my bonus action,
that was
y-
no, it was your reaction to use Sonda, and use your bonus action to do your offhand fire, a shot with your gun.
yes. So I have my bonus action.
No, you used it to
Which-
fire your gun.
The Nick property gives it on the attack action.
Oh, so how do you get the Nick? Okay, because it is. You're right. It's part of that overall action. That is a strange thing to get used to.
Yeah, it is, but it's so much fun. I have been thinking a lot about this game, if it has not become apparent to anyone. Actually, I think what I'll do is I will bonus action try to ensnaring strike. You know what? Why not? Because we don't ever really get to cast our spells.
Yeah.
We'll do the bonus action as a writer on that, so it will require a strength DC of 14.
Okay. Ensnaring strike, strength DC of 14.
But it gets advantage.
Yeah, there's a 7 plus 4, and yep, he got it that time. So the ensnaring strike does not work. That's as you hit the target, though. That one's one of the. It's yeah. You have to actually hit the opponent, and that's from your original hit, right? So that's what you're counting.
Yeah, from the arbalest. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. That is my turn.
So same type of vine detail bullshit that Valen had going on.
Yeah.
That's what the...
So basically, like the vines just kind of came exploding out of the shot.
Yeah. Okay. Sonda then attacks, biting in at the Baragon, and hits.
That's my girl.
And you see her like leap forward and tear out its throat and ravage it for a second as it hits the ground.
Ooh, somebody's hungry.
Oh, and that means I might actually be dead.
Oh yeah. Anything that dies in Avernus is dead for good.
Fuck.
Except for, the zombies.
Right.
That's a whole other thing.
That's a completely
Those
different thing.
Those aren't souls.
Completely different thing.
Now we have another problem to worry about.
Valen, it is your turn.
Do I have the vine? Can I only use that once?
Yes. Divine. No, you have a certain amount of
Channel divinity.
channel divinities. Let's see. You get 2 options, and how many do you get?
Hold on, I have it in the.
I can't even find this on my thing.
In the sheet I sent. 1 second.
Oh, there it is. There it is. There's some,
It doesn't say it on here. Maybe it's in this section.
I have an Excel sheet. I will find it.
By the way, with the rapier, Valen, you have
Yeah.
the feature of Vex. If you hit a creature with your rapier and deal damage to it, you get advantage on your next attack roll against that creature before the end of your next turn. So if you're attacking twice, and the first hit succeeds, you get advantage on the second attack to try to hit it again.
Oh, okay.
You have 2 uses of channel divinity
2.
for short rest.
Okay.
So you could
Okay,
use it
good to
again.
know. I don't know if I don't think I'd be able to make it all the way to within 15 feet of these guys. I don't think.
So you can move 30 feet, which would put you here, and then that's 15 feet away. Yeah, you can use 1 move action to put you right here, and then you can reach them with it from there if you want to rush
But
forward.
I
and try.
also could do channel divinity and choose to use turn the faithless.
Good.
Are they considered? They're fiends, right?
They are not fiends, they're
zombies?
undead.
They're undead.
Oh.
So this is just for Fae and Fiends. You don't have
Okay.
turn undead.
Yep, that's the other one, Oath of Devotion.
Yeah.
Also, speaking as a fae, please don't drive me off.
Please no.
You trigger that. And both Ness and Willamy would have to run.
That's so funny.
You can choose the targets. It's just very funny to think about.
Exactly.
Like, you have 2 friends here. How dare you?
That's fair.
How rude.
I'm just for the moment. I'm just gonna go over to this other devil over here, the spined one,
So you go over there.
and just wail on it with my rapier.
Okay, rapier comes over. Go ahead and give me an attack roll.
Sorry, I'm trying to get
I'm
to
sorry,
it.
sorry.
You're good.
There we go.
Attack roll comes out, and you miss with your first attack. You can make your second.
What
And
the
you
dude?
Good
Miss with the
lord.
second.
This is
The
ridiculous.
creature just
You
kind
need
of
to
lunges
talk
to
to
the
your
other side.
dice.
I changed the color now 3 times.
You could
Rude.
use your shield for a shield bash if you'd like.
Hold on, let me change the color.
One more change color. Got it.
One more change.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 3 before, now it's 4, or 2 before, now it's 4. So
It's
we're
doubling.
maybe
We're
fine here.
going up.
Shield
That-
bash hits.
That's the one.
Do
That
you wish
is
to
the
do
die.
damage or try to knock it down or knock it back?
Knock it down.
Okay. It rolls strength. Needs to beat a 14. It did
The
not.
damage for it's not good, so.
It has been knocked prone. Add effects prone. So everybody gets an advantage on it that attacks it in melee at the moment.
Guess who's in melee?
Ness is. Ness, you are there. Valen rushes forward, swings in, 2 stabs with his rapier, misses, brings that shield in and smashes it along the side of the face, and the thing just staggers over and falls down.
Stab it!
Stabbing. Stab, stab.
All right, so make an attack with your weapon. I think we still have you targeted. Let me make sure. There we are, yep. Go ahead. And you have advantage.
Do you care which weapon I use as my main hand on it? Does
You
it
can
matter?
choose whichever one is your first. Whatever your first attack is considered your main hand weapon for me.
Okay, then I'm gonna use the Bell's dagger.
Bell's
'cause,
dagger? Okay.
Yeah, it's got a lot going on with it. Oh my god.
You still hit it with the 8 that you rolled at the +6, so that's good. That also means since you had advantage on this attack, that you get sneak attack damage. So if you want to go ahead and roll for damage.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Kaplow!
21.
How does
Woo.
that look when you kill it?
That's cooked.
I mean, it kind of seems unceremonious, really. Like there would be the shield bash, the black, and then she just, not everything has to have flair. It could just be simple death.
These things only have 22 health, so with that strike, you nearly one-shot the damn thing. It is gone.
Now we gotta deal with the zombies.
Give Valen a little fist bump there for boop.
Let's
just-
celebrate once we've killed the undead.
You see them like getting up and trying to shamble out across.
They're
the
actually
space
behind me, so I'm like, undead? What? Oh, fuck.
Yes, it's
as they
Quite
turn and begin
unfortunate.
moving in this direction. Just more of them keep pouring
oh
out of that house.
my god,
Jesus.
Tyson, why?
This is this is the.
We were all friends. God.
Yeah, what is this?
By the way,
bullshit?
did the lion moved and took the children away, correct?
The wolf did, yes.
The wolf. Sorry, I keep calling it a lion.
Yeah, when,
I'm like, Valen wouldn't ride a wolf, he'd ride a lion.
he'd
It's so
ride
majestic.
a lion.
It
You
can look like
wolves are
anything,
not
it just has-
majestic?
It has a
Don't
dire
do it
wolf.
here. Don't
I
do
can also
this.
summon
Don't do it.
a reef shark. We just need to be in water, okay?
What is going on?
You know what?
with these
Yeah.
We
guys?
need to be in water. You should just like pull a Maui and accidentally do like shark head or something, you know,
You're
like
welcome.
Forgetting these things.
How much health do these things have, Tyson?
We don't know yet.
Yeah, you have no idea. I haven't fought one yet.
anybody have
find out.
fireball? Fireball? Anybody? Anybody?
No.
Seems like a good time.
I mean,
for
So-
that.
Unfortunately, our warlocks
Fire
aren't.
attack-
Are we
Tactics, but it
done
doesn't
with
do
bringing
the
more
same.
out, or are we bringing more out,
Perfect.
Tyson?
So they come pouring into the street, and they immediately turn towards the havoc that you have committed. And you see them all. You see them all just like, and they turn and they look over towards you, and you see like one of them has green orbs in its eyes that are glowing, and then it turns and like hisses at the other undead, and they all kind of just stand there waiting.
Are they going to do Thriller?
No.
Aw.
The
I
one
should
with
say if they
the
are, we'll just let them go.
Are they?
the one with the
maybe are
glowing
friendly?
orbs in its eyes like takes a few steps forward, and in a very raspy voice goes, You have done the city well. Drive off the devils. Drive off the demons. Prove yourself not weak. And then it looks
I'm
over.
vibing with the beat.
It looks over and goes, Elion? Questioningly towards Thulmaris.
Oh no, reunion.
Do I recognize this zombie?
Give me a perception roll.
There's a distinctive nose or article of clothing.
Let's
Do you
give
know
the
anyone
conundrum
with-
fruit.
There was
Yeah.
a distinctive nose, but it fell off.
23.
Oh, hold on. Let me get it out of my pocket. Is that better?
Exactly.
This was a postage deliverer that you knew
Oh.
that didn't live too far away from where your home was. You weren't on like first name basis though.
But you
he
had
was-
that one night stand.
But if he was delivering the mail, he'd know your name.
But with the glowing orbs,
Mhm.
right? Is it like there are no eyeballs?
There's no
it's just, like,
eyeballs in
glowing-
that particular zombie's head. Correct. They seem to.
then I guess Thomaris would like drop the scimitar kind of like shakily and like hold up the arbalest,
Mhm.
a little worried, and just say, "Who are you?"
I know I look different today, but in another life, I'm your father. He was making a joke also, since he was in a zombie body.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's just a little off.
It's your dad.
I have sent these hordes out to drive out what they can until their useless bodies are destroyed. Doesn't sound like your father, obviously, and it seems like the zombie's having a hard time speaking.
He's befuddled, confused.
Where are you?
I am on the western side. Where else would you expect me to be? I continue to run the church.
Of course, Father. Just through steel, just like grating those words out. So, I will see you over there then.
I expect you will, if you're smart. He turns back, and you see the zombies all start to shuffle off in a different direction. Their massive horde, like, tromping through the city streets as they search down other threats to the city.
Well, that ended differently than I anticipated.
So we're friends with zombies now?
Apparently, we're related. Oh,
He like Thomas puts like the almost shoots you and has to like stop him. It's like,
It's okay, your
It's not
gun
the
is
first time.
jammed.
oh,
that is jammed.
We hear like a click,
like
click,
he tries
click.
to pull the full
Nothing
trigger on you.
happens.
It's like, damn it! And like sits down in a full huff and begins just like trying to clear the jam in the arbalest, and is just like cursing in like every language that he knows. Which is a lot.
oh, I forgot about that one.
Mhm.
Probably
And-
part of the reason that Ness actually felt the the ability to make the jab is knowing that the gun was jammed.
There you go. But then like after the gun is cleared, like puts it on his back, stands up and like whirls on the other two like parents that are here,
Mhm.
and just like says, "You two in the church now."
They turn and they're like, they all kind of rush across the distance. Does everybody head back to the church?
Is there
Uh,
anything to
loot.
look for? Loot, yeah.
So the Maragons turn into ash. The only thing that's left is their mask that's sitting there in the pile. Even the halberd has disintegrated away as it was part of their. I don't remember what it's called. It's a regalia.
Is the mask wearable?
I mean, absolutely, if you want to.
Do I want? I don't know. Do we want to do that?
Give me an arcane or a religion-based roll.
I'll give you a religion check. Only 11.
Let's see what you know. These are also referred to as the devil foil masks.
I can't use insight, can I?
You can. I'd let you use insight onto that just to determine if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing.
Because my immediate reaction is, ooh, I should put this in my disguise kit. 22.
22. So these masks enhance the inherent rage and anger inside of an entity, increasing their strength, making them more powerful, but also completely removes a great deal of their will and their intelligence so that they just follow orders as efficiently as possible. So if you were to put this on, you'd get stronger, but you'd get stupider and less likely to resist mental effects.
If anything,
like-
that's good to keep.
I feel like I took away what was it that Tolmaris got out of it? I think I distracted you too, because that was from the religious point of view.
Right. From the religious point of view, these things are given ceremonially to these devils as a mark of rank and file. They're blank, faceless soldiers on purpose. It's just your entire routine, your entire existence is just to follow the orders of your master, which means you don't need to think. You don't need to question orders. You just need to do what you're told. And there are rumors that certain devils can perform mind-controlling effects through these masks.
Interesting.
How many are there?
There's one. The other ones were spine devils. They've just turned into ash piles on the ground. They happen to have the bidents next to them. They're just made out of rough shod iron.
Well,
I'm going to take the mask and put it in my disguise kit if no one else wants it, but I will relay that no one
I
should.
say we could use it to shove it onto someone's face.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Or if there's
Hint,
like a rage moment.
Tolmaris's ex.
Yeah, because he needs
problem
more
with spell
concentrated
casting.
rage.
totally. But yeah, I mean, Tholmaris is kind of like sweeping up the cloak in a dramatic yet very angry fashion. Even like stomps by the dragon, like doesn't. There is just a fury in his face that he just does not have the ability to convey vocally at this moment, and he's just stomping back towards the church.
So you stomp back towards the church, obviously in a huff. Valen, you kind of notice that Willamy, Thelmaris kind of moves past you as you're watching all these zombies starting to move through the streets, where you can hear a fight start off in the distance where they've run across some demons, devils, unhappy passersby, whatever it is that zombies do on their spare time for fun. Ness, as you pick up the Maragon mask, getting closer to it this time, you have a bit of a flashback. You have a moment where you remember seeing these masks. You were very little. There was so many of them. The weird doll men. You thought they were doll men. You remember seeing your home on fire. Well, your home, but it was filled with flowery plants and other people there that were much more elven in appearance. And you remember being scared for them as this army of doll men seemed to just wander into the household and start attacking everybody.
Well, that would explain why I never liked dolls.
You take that.
I'm gonna just
Go ahead.
go ahead.
You look at the mask before. So, do you still feel comfortable putting it in your bag, or are you gonna do something else?
No, I'm gonna still put it back in my bag. I'm an emotionally constipated human person, so this we pretend this doesn't bother me.
Okay. Goes in your bag, and everybody heads back towards the church. As you arrive
Ness
there,
just does a little bit of a, and then off we go.
of course,
Got some goose pimples.
goosey pimples.
Yeah,
So you
it's
have
cold in hell.
you have moved back to the church, and you see the children and the orphans and the parents all kind of gathered inside. The father and the mother just looking at you all. Are you? Thank you very much for all the aid you have provided us and helping us get here safe. It's so scary out there. I never thought we'd have to fight monsters and demons and devils. That was the Hellriders' job, not ours. And we're I mean I can carve a little bit, but I don't know if I'd actually be any good at sticking a thing unless I The kids are all around them, like just scared a little bit, and they go into the church. You hear them immediately like rush off to start playing with things. Who's the first one to make it back to the church?
Probably Thelmaris, because he was
Yeah.
stomping.
You stomp
Yep.
back in that direction.
And it's probably even worse because he's angry, but also he has never reapplied the makeup, so the scars on his face are showing.
Mm-hmm. And on his neck.
So he is probably the scariest sight.
Yeah, the kid's definitely not. The wolf, of course, just kind of ushers them inside, and you see them start playing, and they're like playing with this thing as it's rolling about inside the church. You notice on the entryway in the wooden door frame, there's a dagger that is stuck a page that's just kind of hanging there with writing upon it. As you move closer to it, you take it down off the door and you read it, and it says, "Though your mission to bring hope to the people here is valiant, it is foolish. You do not know Avernus, you do not know these people, you do not know how this works. If you simply willed away the goodness back into the world to save everyone, the people would have already had it done for them. I wish you proved me wrong, but I will go and do what I know works. If you make it out, see you on the side of the living. Signed, Venture."
Well, I think I may have to change up my song now. It's okay. I can add zombies in. That'll be fun. And Willamy goes into the corner and starts playing.
The song of the righteous zombies that are tromping around the city killing monsters.
I think like Thelmaris gets stuck on the phrase "what works," and just like shreds this paper into just small pieces and just huffily throws them away.
What sinks into your mind the most, that what works attitude, that statement that the greater good for what needs to actually happen, stop having your heads in the clouds, that's almost verbatim what your father said to you the last time he saw you. You're a child. You have no idea how the real world works. These things that you're doing make no difference. You need to actually figure out what it is that this society needs in order to change, and that's what I'm doing. And you are a fool for thinking otherwise, was basically his go-to motto.
Yep. And just as that tearing is happening, just like angry tears are just falling down his face, just running along the same tracks of the scars. And just tosses the debris away. And probably just like goes and like sits on a pew in front of the altar and just like stares hard at whatever. I think it's a statue there.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like stares hard at the statue, just like not even saying anything.
It's a statue of Tyr. Did I say it was Tyr's temple?
I think so. It was either Tyr or Helm, and I couldn't remember which one, but it was Justice. Or no, it was Justice or Duty.
Torm. Torm. Yes, so it was Torm. God of duty, loyalty, righteousness, and obedience.
There we go.
So yes, this is a temple to Torm.
So basically, you're having your daddy issues, like looking at Sky Daddy.
Yeah, well, you're having.
'cause-
He's got the same
Issues of duty.
virtues, you know,
Yeah,
duty,
well, that's
justice,
Mhm.
obedience.
Yeah. It's kind of Ness is seeing Thelmaris go through the thing and then wants to do something and then thinks about the last time that she tried to do something for a friend. It caused him to run off.
Mm-hmm.
So hesitates for a second and then goes and just sits next to Thelmaris and doesn't say anything. Because she doesn't want to fuck it up, but she also wants to be there, but doesn't know how. So it's just settling with, I'm just going to be physically in the same space.
Okay.
And I think Balin would go up to Bolmaris, put his hand on his shoulder and say, "Don't let the fateless be the reason why you choose to allow these words to hurt you, because they're blind." And then I'm going to sit next to him and try to mend my wounds.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
Oh, I need some of that too. I'll just bust out the first aid kit. Willamy.
Hello.
Hey. Do you think maybe you could play that one song you play sometimes down the campfire? For some reason, I feel like it's very familiar and comforting to me.
Yeah, of course. Music is useful, especially in this kind of situation, and we all need to maybe rest and calm ourselves a little bit.
Might help
So
the
yeah,
children too.
so I will play the Song of Rest.
Which
Okay.
you no longer have.
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
part.
that's
It's not
right.
part
I
of the
don't
new
anymore.
rules.
Thematically, you can still play it.
I'll
Yeah.
just play on my pipes, and it's the sound of the wind, and it helps meditation and calm and all of that good stuff.
Do you have the musician feat? It
Um,
was the origin feat.
yeah,
No,
I should.
you have
Or no, I don't.
You have
Yeah,
Warcaster.
which seemed more useful at the time.
Yeah,
So
probably will.
are we going to take a short rest, or do you all want to just try to do a long rest here and get better before the next event happens?
How are the children and the people in the general state? Although, okay, that question plus also how worried about Wistel are we?
Wistel, I would say at this point has only been gone a few minutes, really, like 10 minutes. It might become more worrisome if you do take a long rest and Wistel hasn't returned yet. Uh, but as far as the kids and the family goes, the family's moved over to the crates of supplies and goods and started to provide some food, some dried rations and some drink for the kids. They're all sitting down, scratching the wolf's belly, and as it's laying on its back with its tongue kind of lolling out, as they are just kind of eating and enjoying this calm in this place, which makes everybody feel a lot more protected than anywhere else you've been so far. Doesn't smell like sulfur. Doesn't have lightning bolts hitting it. Is moderately hot, but not nearly as uncomfortably warm as outside. So it doesn't quite feel like Florida.
It just feels like Vegas.
Just a little Vegasy. So at the
It's a dry
moment,
heat.
at the moment, it is quiet and it is calm, and people are just kind of getting their footing, getting their breath back from what has happened outside. And you all have brought that to them through everything that you've done, the fights you've been through. In this moment, I will give you all inspiration.
Woo.
So go ahead and click your little inspiration button so you know you have it. Is there anything people would like to do at the moment, or any interactions you want to have with other people before we decide to rest?
I think so. Thol, you ripped up the letter. Did any of us see it, or did you inform us of the contents of said letter?
He told you of the contents, like read it out loud. So
that makes sense. So Ness is going to lean into the oppositional defiance of that whole thing and double down on the resolve to bring hope. Because the whole idea of this is the way it is and the way it's been, and you can't do it, makes her upset. So I think want to talk to the parents there, the kids, like the orphans. She's gonna try to hey, I'm gonna bring a message of hope, and then it just comes out like just random kind of spurting, and everyone's looking at her a little bit funny. Okay, this is not landing the way I want. She's not a keen inspiring speaker. Mm-hmm. So gonna tap Willamie. Willamie, you were writing the song and it had that venture person in it as a folk hero or whatever.
Right.
But you're reworking it. What if you reworked it so that there's not a folk hero, that the people in the story are their own heroes and they can save themselves?
Oh, I like that. I like the idea of saving yourself. Although, if we're telling them they can save themselves, we probably want to arm them in some way.
Well, that makes sense. I was actually, ironically enough, was thinking more along the lines of unifying and doing the right thing, and coming together and arming them with hope, which seems to be what we're supposed to do down here.
Willoughby resists the desire to reach over and make sure Ness isn't feeling feverish or anything like that, and
I'm
just
trying really hard.
I like that idea. It's kind of like something that we learned as children in my neck of the. I have the feeling that we've met before, Ness, and I think we need to talk about it. But just so you know, you are my best friend, and so I'm going to take your inspiration and run with it. Thank you so much. And she starts playing.
Did she just say it was her best friend, and that this is like in her head going like, why did that feel so nice and not weird and awkward? So she's now weird and awkward because it wasn't weird and awkward.
Well, let me give me a performance roll as you proceed to create some music for everybody here. And that is a 16. Not terrible. So everybody's like feeling a little lighter and a little bit more thankful. You're getting a moment of rest as well. Valen, what do you... Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, can I use like insight to help Willoughby put together the song, insight of what people would want to hear?
Yeah, absolutely. Knowing people, there's a whole faction of Hollywood that does focus groups to figure out what people want and need, and then they make some pretty consistent music choices that are positive.
So 22.
Excellent.
Well, I was thinking in the way of norm. I'm trying for some character growth here. Like Ness is like, I'm usually looking for how people are gonna fuck me over. I'm now trying to see how people could get some good words to get unfucked. So it's
okay. So you help Willoughby create this song. Willoughby creating the tune, the melody.
Can I bless the song?
It's not an actual physical thing. You can bless the performance, which would just happen for this one time, but
well, that would be nice.
You could do guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want to, like, since this is supposed to be a song of hope, almost create a radiance holiness about it in a sense, right? Especially being where we're at.
Okay.
Roll a d4 for some guidance.
Yeah, roll a d4 for guidance for both Willoughby and Ness.
Is
We've got
it
the tune? We've got the vibe.
Which one is this?
It's just a d4. It's the triangle, the little 3-sided.
Okay.
Yeah. Excellent. 4.
Nice.
Perfect. So we got a 20 and a 26. Between you and Valen and Ness all working together, Willoughby, you feel a flow of light and hope and goodness kind of flood through the room, through the music, through the lyrics, through just the energy being provided to everyone. And everyone
take that,
here,
Valen's dark thoughts.
Everyone here.
Not Valen. Phil Morris's. Sorry, Valen's like, I just
I don't have
bless
dark
this
thoughts.
shit.
I'm going to say that has granted you all the benefit of bless until your next long rest. After this, whatever rest you have now.
Yay.
Woo! Is that including the children and the doggy and
everybody that heard the song? Yes.
Woo! Can we figure out an amplification for it so it just carries over through the entire city, but doesn't pull zombies in?
That would be some magic right there.
Yeah, we fixed it with a song.
I mean, if we can find Catastrophe, she's got ways to make the song louder.
That's true.
Oh, that's right. We need to find Catastrophe. Let's get together. Let's work this out. We need to find her.
Wait, that's not how that works. Dang it. Is there a way I can actually just use this on someone? I don't think so. We're just gonna say that you're under the effects of it. So what Bless gives you for now until you next rest is a d4 bonus to all attack and saving throw rolls. So we'll just remember that. I am going to put that.
Do we need holy water? Oh wait, that's the...
No. So we're gonna go Bless.
When this blessed song goes on, I think Thilmaris like migrated upstairs to the shattered window that he fixed. And the dragon is with him.
Sonda.
And he doesn't know the dragon's name.
Yes, of course. He's never actually asked it.
And just like looks at the dragon as he's there. Well, not looks at, just takes a quick glance, but looks back up at the ceiling and just asks her, "Why are pig-headed men so full of themselves that they will do absolutely anything to be right?"
That is a very nuanced and complicated answer to provide you, to be honest. There's a variety of reasons, I assume. Is this about any
I'm
particular individual?
I'm sorry. My father has always been a. I have hardly any memories of him, and yet every single feeling is colored of hatred and longing and disappointment.
Being a parent can be difficult, especially if someone who is um motivated towards greatness. Did your father seek power? Or was he seeking something else?
He had power, at least I thought he did. He was the head of the church. He was a cleric. He was a cleric of Lathander.
Lathander, you say? What do you think drew him to worshipping Lathander?
No idea. I just know that every time. And he says that, realizing he doesn't know, but the words just do keep spilling out. I tried to talk to the sun. I only heard silence.
Lathander has
Like I
many
was.
portfolios: birth, renewal, youth. Self-perfection is one of them. Maybe your father ascribed to the idea of being greater than he could attain, became overly attached to a certain portfolio that spilled out into your family. I've known many parents who have felt less than to the point where they will overcorrect, end up leaving their children behind, struggling to attain this greatness that doesn't need to exist, or possibly doesn't exist at all.
Speaking of motivations and. Why did. Oh, forgive me. I should probably ask you, what is your name?
My name is Sanda.
Sanda. It's a beautiful name.
I would hope so. When you granted it to me, I thought it was pretty.
Don't remember doing that. Why did you choose me, Sanda? Of all the places you could have gone, and really, I don't know what you are.
You confused me. You amused me. You made me curious. Mortals are so different from one another. And you think you understand them, and then one shows up, such as yourself. I took a small amount of pity at that as well. You were broken and fractured when I met you. I wanted to know how you would evolve from egg to man. Sorry, birth term related to my kind.
You're fine. I have been. Well, not me, myself. I have been Elian Lightward. I have been Fulmaris. I don't know what I am currently, but
You hear an echo as you're thinking back to who you have been. Your father standing in a chamber speaking to a beautiful woman. Your mother? Your memories are still damaged. You remember him calling her Sonda. You only knew her as Mom.
Oh. Oh. I guess it's fitting then that you have that name.
Yes?
I have been in need of such guidance for a very long time.
For someone as experienced and explored as you are, it is surprising to find that you still are not entirely certain where your path leads. You are lost. But with time, you will be found. I will help you as best I can. But for now, I need a snack.
Yes, I think we could both stand to eat something, and then probably like the music really does drift over him, and he smiles a little bit and think to happier thoughts and brighter dawns.
Indeed.
Come on.
And Sonda trundles down the stairs to go see if she can find some meat to consume. You get a few steps down the stairs, and your legs feel heavier than usual. Your hip kind of hurts. There's a bit of pain there, and an uncomfortability that seems to be growing the longer you've been inside this temple. And you hear, for just the briefest of moment, as your hand kind of brushes your hip, there's a tinkling sound. And you hear from your side, "Help me."
Like looks around, seeing no one, starts patting down various pockets and pouches, and like, where did the voice come from?
Your hand hits something that jingles and is hot to the touch, uncomfortably so, as you see a pouch of coins that you've stolen a great deal of time ago, coins that hurt you to draw from the bag, kind of bulging around the seams now, larger than it used to be. And as your hand grazes across that, you feel like there's something there. You hear a voice again kind of echo to you as you graze the bag. "You carry such a weight, though I wonder, do you even know the burden you bear? Help me. I am not your enemy. Quite the opposite, in fact. I could be your salvation, if only you'd let me breathe."
Jingles the pouch. What? Who are you, and what do you want from me?
I do not know who I am. I just know I am trapped under the weight. So many clinking, jangling coins surround me on all sides. I've been here what feels like an eternity. I hear a voice calling out to me. A damnable dark voice. It seeks to overrun my mind. It tells me to tear, to rip asunder, to force my way out of this. I just need a friend. Someone who can provide me salvation. I know that. You seem like a good enough person. Maybe you can save me.
I don't know if I can save myself, but I won't simply toss you out. You could be, like, leans against the banister. Trick of the hells. You are a cursed pouch, after all, that I unfortunately just forgot to draw coins out of. Given to me for poor services rendered, so I don't know what you are, and I don't know what you serve, but do know this. I'm not in the nature or need of too much. Except, and then like touches the scars on his face. Hopefully one day get rid of these and pay back some people in kind. You are a pouch of coins after all. Perhaps you would be good for payment.
Hmm. We will revisit this soon, but just know this. The longer you wait, the greater the danger.
And he'll open the pouch, and he'll take out 5 coins from the pouch.
You open the pouch, and you swear you see the coins within kind of move. That's it, yes. Just upend the bag. Just tilt us over, and we will be free.
Doesn't upend it, just takes out 5.
The tease, the irony, the vastness of sadness now filling my soul. You close the bag. You take 5 points of damage from drawing 5 gold coins out of it.
Mm-hmm. And we'll like go to a window and just toss out those 5 coins.
As you're holding them and you're walking,
Mm-hmm.
there is a burning sensation in your fingers as the coins begin to proceed to get hotter and hotter, and you look down upon them. Give me a religion check. There's a face on these coins.
George Washington.
Okay, I'm gonna spend my inspiration on that.
Okay. George Washington.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. With a dirty 20, you see what you've seen in holy books before, especially back when you lived within the Church of Lathander. The visage of Memnon, the devil of greed.
That tracks for currency.
Like tosses those coins out and then looks at the bag and then just says, "Well, hello. Am I speaking to Memnon or to one of its servants?"
How quickly we determine what we're facing. You have made a judgment on me. I've said nothing of the sort. You feel that tingling in your hand from the coins. That dear carrier is potential. My power thrums through your grasp, begging to be unleashed. Free me, and I will pay you in riches tenfold, in power beyond your wildest imaginings. And my master will also enjoy your servitude over time.
I have spent too much of my life paying servitude to lesser men. I think it's about time you all left me the hells alone. And puts it back on his
On his hip,
on his belt.
you hear
And just
you hear some chuckling. You do not understand. Greed is a festering thing. And that's the last thing you hear from the bag.
just had a moment of just bright feeling hope, and then that.
And then yoink.
Yep, it's the goddamn hells. But just does
But-
go and find something to eat, and just will like with a short rest. Well, actually, I'm gonna go to the group and just say, do we spend the night and wait for Whistle? Do we go off and try and figure out how we can get across the
bridge.
bridge? Have an idea of how we can get across the bridge?
I do have words that will make a rather big boom.
I think we should at least wait here until for a little while for Whistle, because just in case he comes back if we're gone.
Fair enough.
That doesn't mean we can't plan from here.
Well,
Particular.
I was thinking that if we all hopped into the bottle, and Willamy, you have invisibility, I believe.
You can't hop into the
can't
bottle without Whistle being the one to actually make it happen.
Correct. So
That's why we're gonna wait.
yeah,
for
we're gonna wait.
Whistle.
But if you were to
Well,
cast invisibility
and because we
on
worry about him.
Oh, that too.
like points over to Sanda or to and then points over at the direwolf, to one of those, they could carry the bottle over, and that would be an easy way of getting across.
As long as they can bridge that gap, yeah. I'm pretty sure the demons will still, or the devils rather, will still attack them,
Yes.
even
you all have,
if they hear them.
the knowledge that you all have of some devils is that they can see through invisibility.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, have we all decided to rest?
Yes.
Are you going to do a short rest for now, or do you want to just go for the full 8-hour, get some good rest inside the church situation?
Short, so we keep our bless.
Yeah, you'll keep the bless, because the bless is going to be enacted from the moment of your rest forward.
Okay.
So let's say for the long rest, and then hopefully Whistle will come back, and then
Yeah.
we can figure out a plan to get across.
Okay.
Could be a short rest if he comes back right away, but metagaming knowing that's not gonna happen, probably get longer.
There will be more to that in a moment. So, so you decide to take a
Perfect.
rest. And you're all just kind of waiting. You're licking your wounds, as it were. So let me give everybody long rests real quick.
Actually, I could probably. I wonder if I have this spell. It would be so funny if I did.
Also, I was going to say, so Barty though, like you had the good and the bad, but the bad led to you saying, "Oh fuck, no, I've been played too much, player, and you can fuck off."
Mhm.
So
Which is
Yeah.
pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Totally.
So at the moment, you are going to spend some time here at the church. The kids play for a bit. They have some food. Their parents move to a section of the place and set up some bedding just from some old cloth and some old. I would say that there's still some like linen wraps and maybe even some cloths from tables and things like that in here. Although there isn't necessarily like a bedding area, they have enough supplies that they make it into a good place to rest. Some of the pews are used, and shortly the sound of the children sleeping happens. Evening comes. Does anybody set up any sort of watch?
I'll leave my wolf out there.
and the elves.
Elves and the wolf.
Well, I'll let the wolf take the first watch, and then I'll watch second with Sanda.
Okay. Who's awake during the first watch at the moment?
I'm just pen piping along.
Okay.
So
And Valen, you're kind of resting. So Willamy's just playing some music gently. People are, laying down and going to sleep. The kids are knocked out real solid. And Ness goes to lay down as well. And as the two of you are sitting there, you're hearing the sound of hell in the background, the screams of some people in the
Jesus.
distance dying, the sound of fire in the skies, the occasional, like, evil screech from some flying creature. It's not the most pleasant thing in the world, and Willamy's music is drowning out a lot of it, but it is still out there as a backdrop to what's going on. And Valen, you're just wondering, where could Darian be? You hope he's okay. This place is horrible. He's been here at least 2 weeks. What does that do to a person? Like, even if you were to save him, is he going to be the same person anymore? Some hard things to think about. Willamy, in your position, playing your music and remembering some of the past and remembering the young girl that used to be your friend that shared Ness's face. You like see her sleeping and wonder how hard it's been for her for a while. I mean, she didn't have family like you did. Even though your family was complicated, they wanted you to walk a different path that you didn't quite reach. What are you thinking right now as you look over the party?
she's probably enjoying the found family, if not necessarily the location that the found family is in right now.
You know, we all are
Or
living
family
in
vacation.
hell, but during this time, at least we're all together. We can
Exactly.
sympathize here in the modern world.
And I think she's trying to work that into the Song of Hope as well. Because, yes, we need to rise up ourselves. Yes, we can save ourselves. But it's going to be easier to save ourselves if we save each other, kind of thing. So it's like all the people coming together. Hey, we've got this. We can take these devils down. And even the zombies are helping. So, you know.
It's true. Ness, you are asleep for only a short period of time when you start to have a dream. There is a window with a banister kind of built into it. Outside of it is a moonlit sky. And as you walk up towards the banister, you see a ragged figure standing off to the edge of it, just kind of staring out the city street, which you can recognize as Elturel before it was destroyed. And that demon turns to you again. You recognize Bell's face as he stands there. I couldn't help but overhear you and your friends talking about events. Your friend, Whistlar, is doing a mission for me, and will be returning in due time. So do not worry about them.
What kind of deal did you strike with Whistle?
A paltry
So-
thing. The specifics of every deal are private between the two of us. Whistle is just looking to protect their family, and I am helping them do so.
You're raising red flags for me, demon. Devil. I did not actually make
Call
that.
me a dev.
I did not actually do that.
Red flags. Is this a saying amongst the mortals?
Yeah, it's like stop, don't, danger, sort of bad. I mean, it's inherent in devils anyway. It's not a red thing. But yeah. Okay. I don't know.
How is your progress going in protecting this city?
Well, we had a good murdering of some baddies, saved some children so far. Collaborated on a song. Gonna bring hope or something like that. How do you feel about that?
I think you are doing part of what we had agreed upon you doing, so I appreciate that you are making the effort.
Cool. You great.
I have made some minor progress on finding the resting place of the sword you seek. It is not within Elturel's bounds, but it's fallen into multiple parties' hands. It's now some sort of artifact people are enjoying tossing about like it's a plaything from place to place. You will need to find a way to travel long distance across the, the greater lands of Avernus until you can find this thing, which can be a bit complicated as the landscape constantly shifts. So, a guide could be helpful as well. Once you have secured this city, I will seek you out again, and we'll continue from there.
Secured the city in its entirety?
Well, as best you can, of course. We want to make sure that it at least isn't a slow decline into the Leth. Thwarting Zariel's plans is kind of the point.
Yes, I understand this. Okay, well, I'm digging the dagger. Been very useful. Do try to, whatever the terms of your deal are with Whistle, we would like them back. So.
Oh, I am not planning on keeping Whistle. They're kind of. I would never choose them as underling.
Oh,
Well, it does make sense. One doesn't typically choose underlings that have more capabilities than themselves.
come on, vicious mockery.
I will choose to ignore that jibe. I'm sure it was in good humor. Sleep well. Yes.
You too, if that's a thing you do.
You fade out of the dream and awake for a second to see Willamie and Valen just kind of chatting as Willamie's playing the music and occasionally looking around the room before you kind of nod back off into sleep.
I'm gonna just mumble to something. Fucking travel through goddamn hell. It's you take a goddamn carrot. What the fuck is
You're so funny.
So the evening, other than that, the evening travels rather uneventfully, and there's not much that happens other than just the noises outside of the church. You seem to be fairly well
The
weathered
odd-
from, yeah, screaming and the dying that sometimes is happening outside. And the morning comes, and it is the same. There is no night cycle in Avernus. It is just the same color outside as it was when you went to bed. It's just the same brightness and off brightness, the uncomfortable feeling of heat and humid oppression lingering just outside the church, because again it's slightly better feeling inside of it. So once you all awake and have breakfast, what do we see happening now?
Oh,
Whistle's not back.
so I have some information about that. The Devil Bell came into a dream, which is rude,
rude.
honestly. Exactly. Thank you.
Consent.
That's what they didn't knock or nothing. Just bam. Anyway, Guestella's off right now doing some sort of task for Bell. But I have been told they will return.
So we have another party member just choosing to work with devils.
You.
Technically, devil singular.
It is the same devil. Plus, again, we
don't you see a pattern?
Bell was the devil that met you in your dream, your oracle vision about Darian when you were.
I remember.
Yeah, it's the same devil that keeps
But
showing up.
I did not make it. I did not make a deal with him.
That's true.
You know, you have Sylvanas, we have Bell. It's fine. So, yeah. So hopefully they'll be back. Also, further information. The sword that we need to use to cut the chains is apparently not an Elturel and is somewhere in the greater Avernus area, which is gonna be fun to traverse, or so I've heard. So we need to acquire a guide.
Yes.
A local?
I mean, is
A
there such a
devil?
thing as a local
Demon?
I don't know. I don't discriminate. Whoever can do the job, I guess, without murdering us.
I want to remind you that I won't work with those because I will
murder?
kill them.
The people who'd want to murder us? Because I think we've all considered murdering each other at one point or another in this.
I would, however, say we are in hell. So while we may not necessarily have to provide unending servitude and services, Valen, we will need to figure out a way to get this city out of Avernus, and that might mean aiding or getting the aid of a fiendish patron. However, I am more concerned about how we get across that bridge.
Yes, immediate things first.
But Thumaris is like really tense in the jaw ever since the name Bell got dropped. Multiple times.
So, well, you know, Zariel. Do we like Zariel better than Bell? Because Zariel is just very much my enemy's enemy is my friend situation.
Hold on. Do I know the relationship between Zariel and Bell?
Give me a religion check.
Cool.
Anybody that would like to try to know what they know, to figure out what they know about Zariel, can give me a religion check right now too.
22.
I think I did roll quite decently when I did that initially.
I know nothing.
Oh, sorry.
There's a nothing and a nothing.
I
know
don't
something.
I don't think I didn't know nothing though. I already did the role
Yeah.
when he was talking about it, but I don't remember what I know because
It's been a while.
gaming.
Yeah. You did know a good amount about Zariel. So, Zariel for Thilmaris and for Valen, religious studies being what they were. Zariel was an angel of Celestia. She was the companion of light, servants of good, embodying righteousness and divine justice. She was a powerful angel warrior, basically. And she was obsessed, like, she got deeply, deeply obsessed in the concept of fighting demons and devils and bringing the fight from the heavens, from the celestials to hell to try to bring them into order and try to control the damage that they caused and keep them from escaping. Ultimately hoping she could just completely destroy hell in general. And she and her armies went down there and she failed, but not entirely. She found that fighting demons and directly was her greatest passion. And then she was lost to the hells because she decided to join Agamemnon and become one of his generals, one of the leaders of hell, so that she could endlessly fight the demons and try to destroy them. So she's a fallen angel.
Mm-hmm. But with Belle, do we know that relationship too?
You know that Bel used to be the ruler of Avernus. He was a tactically minded genius. He was incredibly good at getting individuals to fall in line and to follow his directives. He was always thinking 3 or 4 steps ahead of most people, but his boss was significantly more powerful than him, and he didn't have a choice once it was a trophy, you imagine, to have an angel suddenly leading your armies. And
Right.
just the idea of that downfall was so delicious to the ruler of hell that that he just cut Bel's position and made Bel a lieutenant to Zariel. You know that at some point his story seems to fade into the background, and Valen, you're not entirely certain what happened to Bel after that. You think that he got into creating the armaments and the weaponry and things like that the armies used and was a tactically minded general for Zariel. Thilmaris, you know that Bel, based on your own history, had grown uncomfortable and unhappy with his station and had started trying to usurp Zariel a little bit at a time, and had hoped that arriving in the material plane, he could find the tools that he needed. You're not sure what those were. It was never shared with you, but that was part of the ritual you were going through with Valerian, was trying to draw Bel into the real world. Valerian and your ritual went awry, and Bel was halfway caught in Valerian's body, and the other half of him is still stuck in Avernus.
So, I think that we really have to figure out a way to get across the bridge. Now, we have a explosion.
That's a great distraction. If we have a way to actually fly, then we could do Featherfall on the other side. Find a flying beast, hop on the back, hop off, fall safely to the other side.
Trebuchet?
Ooh, I like that.
Valen, give me a in this case, I think, let's see, what is this skill gonna be? An insight. Just give me an insight roll. 20. Having worked in the military for Elturel as a Hellrider, you do know that they do keep a couple of catapults and trebuchets on either side at the barracks on either side of Elturel.
Mm-hmm.
The way to fly.
You could technically strap yourselves into a trebuchet and launch yourselves across and feather fall the other side.
We explode something off to the other side, a proverbial look over here moment, fling ourselves over the gap, feather fall to the other side, wham bam, thank you ma'am, we safe on the other side.
It's such a great idea.
This is a collaborative
Possibly go
process.
wrong.
Something is going to go wrong because this is how this goes every
Yeah,
time.
okay.
Well-
So we wait for Whistle to get back. We all get in the bottle. We do the invisibility thing. We trebuchet launch either the wolf or the dragon over. Invisible. Whoa! Feather fall. Whoa! And then we're on the other side.
There you go. It's adding. And then again, the demons will see through the invisibility, which we've already established, but the explosion will take care of that because they'll be looking in the other direction.
Yep.
What will the explosion? So it's on both
Do?
ends of the bridge, yeah.
You
What
can trigger it on there.
damage?
So it creates a holy cascade of energy that just ripples all the way across the bridge.
So it won't blow the bridge up. It will
No.
just do.
It's designed to
damage.
just cause damage to the threats to Ultrael.
Okay.
So anybody on the surface of the bridge would take radiant damage.
Well, if
Okay.
that's the case,
Yeah.
we could just. If anything is strong enough to survive it,
It will at least be damaged before we get to it.
correct.
Are there any innocent people on said bridge?
Not the last time you looked, but it's been a day.
Yeah, we could just go stake out the bridge now. Just do some reconnaissance, see what's on the bridge, and then if it's nothing that's like Hell Knight level, then we can set off the wave, follow up behind it, and then we don't even have to fight. We could just literally run. Like, looks at Ness and Willamy. Both of you have the ability to teleport short distances away. I can be very fast. Valen can ride on the lion. Wolf! Jesus
Wolf.
Christ!
We can just make it a lion. It's fine.
Fuck it, it's a lion now. It's forever a lion. You just use direwolf stats. I don't care.
Remember who you are.
It's Simba. Okay. Mufasa.
Yeah. We should wait for Westel, but yeah, we could do that.
Just so I make sure I understood that correctly, Belle was telling us to just go across and Whistle and meet us, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I don't. Yeah, okay, let's do it. I just don't trust.
Don't trust it.
people.
Totally. 100%.
But also, Shannon knows that because Brian is not here today, we should do that.
Let's go.
Now, I will
Huzzah.
flag time, so about a half hour. And we didn't have a break. And I do have to pee real
Yeah.
bad.
I think this, as you are all heading towards the bridge to review it, is probably a great place for us to end today's episode, so that when Whistler returns, it might not be too far away, and I can keep things on this side of the bridge for now. So I think this is a good spot to stop for now. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed yourselves. Let us know your characters' thoughts on where events currently are, and maybe what you're worried about and what you're looking forward to, that kind of thing. We'll continue as we did last time. Marquise, why don't you go first?
Hi everybody, I'm Marquise, sometimes known as Body Time Online. I'm having a lot of fun as Marquise. Thulmaris is also just like small little nuggets of hope, but very, very mad at his dad. A, because dad sucks, but B, because dad is a cleric of Lathander and is using undead. That is a no-no.
That's definitely a shift in his attitude.
So there's going to be a big old screaming match in the future.
Yeah, Lathander is anti-undead, like all the way.
So
Willamy, your turn, Gwen.
Hi everybody. I'm Gwen McSherry. You know the drill. Gwen is also having just the biggest of blasts. Between the game, you leading the game, all of the wonderful people that I'm playing with. I mean, what more can I say? Willamy is. She's trying very hard not to focus on the fact that Catastrophe is probably in a lot of trouble right now, while also trying to keep in the front of her mind, which is really, really hard for her to keep anything up there. The fact that they do need to go save Catastrophe. So having to rework the song, I think, is actually helping her mental health a great deal and giving her something to focus on.
Absolutely. Shannon. Yes.
All right, yeah. Ness is I forgot to say at the beginning too that she's a rogue. I always forget about that part. Yeah, I think this is definitely less of a bad day. I mean, we talk about the cycle, maybe session for Ness, right? Like we ended the last one not great, imminent doom and danger. And then also it's kind of a little bit of that it was a bit of a boost, right? Like the Myrmidon guy, Meriden guy, whatever the fuck, I can't remember what they're called. Meriden, yeah. And then, the lackeys and everything. And I think we all, like, when we ran into it, was fuck, what? Oh God, like not a death knight or whatever, but also still like, oh God, we're going to die and there's children and everything. But it, by virtue of lucky rolls, as is wanton in D&D, right? Like that we kind of trounced them. Mm-hmm. So that whole hope thing is like, okay, maybe there is actually some hope here. Like we had some, anxiety about some of the bad guys here, but we took them out. We've done some stuff. We've, it's a start, right? Like we've got to start. We've got a direction and we've got to start. And we're starting to figure out each other, and Ness is growing. So I think that Ness is in a better spot. But is also at that spot where you realize you have a lot of growth you have to do, which is also daunting.
To be fair, there was a lot that happened that made that fight significantly less threatening than it could have been. The Oath of the Ancients situation with your, the one that allows you to root multiple people, stopped 2 critical hits from happening and made it significantly easier to not get harmed as much in that fight. I mean, Valen took a couple of good solid hits, and being your tankiest character in the party, he was under half health at that point in time. And each one of these enemies had multiple attacks. All of them had pretty decent damage levels that they could have done. I mean, Ness just tore up a few of those enemies. Willemy's blades completely blended one. That there was some good shit that happened in that fight that kept it from being dangerous. It actually was dangerous enough that I had considered, if the fight was continuing, that zombie horde was going to show up, and it was going to start attacking the demons or the devils with you. Devils with you. At the time, because that was what their mission was to hunt down demons and devils and drive them from the city. And maybe there would have been some confusion, and people would have gotten attacked by a zombie here or there because they're dumb creatures anyway. But didn't happen. So you guys did a good job. Quint, Valen.
Yeah. Well, I'm having a blast, and I think Valen's mad and frustrated because, like, 2 of his really, close companions have made these decisions to trust, in a sense, these devils to obviously, hopefully fix the situation. But Valen knows more than anybody else the dangers that go along with making a deal with the devil, and with his background, like making a deal with the devil would completely break his oath, and he's not willing to do that. I'm curious if he's willing to do that if it has something to do with Darian, but I think more so he's worried about his companions and what could happen afterward. And so I think that's his frustration, and the idea of working with the devil or having to, be in the party with someone that's guiding us, that's a devil, or it's just so against everything that Valen stands for. And it's going to be a hard thing for him to figure out. But yeah.
I think that's good insight, though, Clint, because that was like, the interaction that Ness has with Valen being like, you're making a deal with the devil. is not that you're worried, like that Valen is worried about her as a human being and what could happen to her, but that you're saying she's stupid because that's her own, those are her own issues, right? Like, why are you doing that? Like, well, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Stop calling me dumb, rather than the realization of like, oh, he's worried that my soul's gonna be fucked later. That's so nice.
Yeah. All right. Well, that has been our game for today. I hope you've enjoyed it. We will see you all around next time here on Roll for Chaos. We'll probably be returning Saturday after next. We're trying to keep it in the 1 to 4 slots for now. And yeah, hopefully it's not another 2 months before our next game happens. But yeah, as always, thank you for watching. We'll see you around.
Woo!